The Apocryphal Gospel of Kevin Flynn. In 2010, a story was published that many considered the most sacred and philosophical piece of the Tron universe, the story that gives meaning to the existence of the programs within the grid. The Gospel of Kevin Flynn. This piece is the vision that all programs had about their creator, a story that seems taken straight from the Bible and that could still influence the future of the world of Tron. What would you think if I told you that there is a book that tells what the programs believe the human world is like? Back into the gloomy grid, and in this video, we will analyze the Gospel of Kevin Flynn, the digital apocryphal book that guided all programs on the grid and that could hold the secret of Tron.
Welcome to the gloomy grid!
The origin of this digital gospel is in the comic book Tron Betrayal, which opens with the writings from this apocryphal book. Published in 2010, this story came out almost 3 decades after the original film. So from 1982 until that moment, we didn't fully understand how the programs saw Flynn and the users within the grid. We only knew that the programs held an almost religious reverence for the users. This gospel is key because it allows us to see the world of Tron from the program's perspective. For the first time, we learn their view of their creator and their purpose, and why they held the users in such high regard. Prologue. I am Dumont, the keeper of records, the keeper of information, the ordained storyteller of Flynn, the creator. It is his will that I record this information on his disk. Flynn's story begins in the world of the users, the city of angels and light. Flynn's first act was to make light in our world of darkness. He built us bit by bit. Flynn was unlike the other users. He was and is a creator. He made order from the chaos of ones and zeros. His finest creation, the Master Control program, rebelled and tried to destroy him. The MCP brought Flynn to the grid. Once here, the MCP tasked the SARC program to have Flynn killed in the games of his own creation. The MCP believed in irony, no small feat for a computer program, mind you. SARC, from his enthusiasm and cruelty, was still scared of a user, but SARC followed orders. Flynn was taken to the games. Flynn was a fast learner and soon dominated the games. And Flynn was no program. He had free will. He was defiant. Defiant in the face of SARC and the MCP. But SARC was cruel and obedient. Flynn was sent to play light cycles, the oldest of games. There, Flynn first met Ram and Tron. There, they would race for their lives. Tron was the best among us. No program was his equal. Flynn got the chance to see Tron's skill firsthand, though some would have to learn the hard way. Tron and Ram helped Flynn escape out of the games and onto the grid, but Flynn's own creations, the tank program, would hunt them down. Flynn created the tanks to serve as protectors of the integrity of the grid. Little did he know that he would one day be the object of their wrath. Flynn and Ram were hit. Their light cycle is destroyed. Tron believed them to be dead, but Flynn was more resilient than most. He carried Ram to the safety of a junk heap. Meanwhile, Tron went to his counterpart, Yori. They decided to take on the MCP themselves. Flynn displayed his power and reconstructed a reorganizer from scrap. While Tron and Yori headed to the IO tower for help, Flynn revealed his true nature to Ram, but it was too late. Ram did not survive, and Flynn learned the value of life here on the grid. Tron and Yori came before me and asked to speak to the users for a way to defeat the MCP. Tron, brave and bold, received the information he needed. Tron fought through SARC's defense and reunited with Flynn on a solar sailor. Together, Flynn, Tron, and Yori would challenge SARC and the MCP, but the odds did not favor them. But it would come to pass that Tron's desire for freedom could not be quelled, and SARC's cruelty would not relent. And when they finally meet, the passion for freedom won out. But the MCP was a powerful being. Sark was rebuilt and reborn with enough power to overwhelm even Tron. The MCP had not prepared for Flynn. It had not prepared for the Creator and his glory. Flynn cast himself into the MCP. Flynn created a hole in the MCP's defense, and Tron struck. The information on Tron's disk destroyed the MCP, and the system was forever changed. The oppressive reign of the MCP gave way to the new blue beam of Flynn, and Flynn was restored to his user form. In the world of the users, Flynn regained control over the system. The Creator returned to his city of users. Would Grid City offer his guidance and stewardship, ushering a new era, and send the gospel according to Dumont, the gospel of Flynn's disk? So this story, inscribed on all the identity disks of the new Grid programs, was perhaps the biggest drawback for Kevin Flynn, as he never lived up to the legend. The story served as the foundation of the new Grid in Tron Legacy, placing Flynn in the role of a digital deity. It's curious how the programs viewed users with an almost mythological devotion, granting them absolute power that rarely matched reality. The gospel of Kevin Flynn became the founding narrative of this society, but at its core, it was an unsustainable myth. Flynn was an imperfect creator, and he would soon prove it. The tale portrays Flynn as the creator who imposed order on chaos. However, the truth was much more complex. Kevin was torn between three worlds: the Grid, Encom, and his family. And although he brought a measure of order to the Grid, he also sowed more chaos in his personal life. In the end, he became an imperfect god, increasingly distant from his creation. This narrative, constructed by Dumont, gave meaning to the software society, but also laid the groundwork for Clue's dictatorship. Clue tried his best to become the perfect creator described in the gospel. According to the story, Kevin Flynn ordered the creation of this gospel, so deep down, he fueled his divine legend and hid his human failings from the programs. Paradoxically, this myth, meant to give hope, fueled Clue's betrayal, as he grew tired of not seeing in Flynn the man described in the gospel.
Everything's under control. Flynn! Am I still to create the perfect system?
Yeah.
So what do you think? Did you know about this digital apocryphal book found in the comic Tron Betrayal? Was this gospel responsible for the programs seeing Kevin Flynn as a god? And did this illusion lead to Clue's inevitable betrayal? I'm a Gloomy Geek, and remember to like and subscribe.